R16CS057, and let's do the experiment in web technology lab, that is JavaScript. So JavaScript is basically object-oriented code that was designed as a scripting language for the web, but now it has become a full-fledged programming language. And so here in JavaScript we are going to create some interactivity in the site, where it depends on the user's interaction. The site will be interacting and giving a specific response towards the user. So here what we are going to do is we are going to display random images in JavaScript, and again we are going to also convert kgs into pounds. And also when we go to enter a string, it will count the total number of words in that string. So these three operations are going to be done over here by JavaScript. So here basically we take an input field, we give it an ID, so ID will be used later. Again over here we use a button to show results, and then over here we make a button for showing random images. So when we click on that, it will display random images using JavaScript. So over here in this thing we have this boxes, inputs, values, where we create and enter the number, and then we have these two buttons. So on click it will convert, and another button is that for clearing it. So over here is what is happening inside this JavaScript is that this function count is created. So when you click the button for the counting the number of letters in a string, this function will be called, and then the output will be provided by this document attribute document.get inner HTML. So inside this function we create these two variables. In one we get the element of by ID, so we copy the HTML input into the JavaScript variable, and then from the JavaScript variable we split it into an array. So and then we calculate the length of the array. So in this document.get element by ID, we give this ID to print it out, and this ID is for the inner box, for the box inside which we enter the string. And after that in this inner HTML we enter these values, and then we print it out, the actual size of it. So what is happening in the second one is we are creating an array with image names. So the similar image names are given to a specific image inside the /images file. In this function we get an image, and we include this path variable, which is a predefined JavaScript variable, and from this number we get this random value, and then we use this random value to get a random name from this string to get the image. So what will happen is that when I keep on clicking, out of these random image arrays the random numbers will be chosen, and depending on that these images will be chosen. So in document.create content image, I'll set the attribute to path plus image, so the image will be printed there. And also I need these images not to be on a different resolution, it needs to be pixel perfect and on the same size. So I give height and width as 100 pixels, and we append this by showing the image as IM. And again over here in this thing what is happening is we converting it. So as we all know, document.get element by ID dot value will get the value from that variable, and this is the value which I will be getting in kilos from the input. And then when this y will be used to convert the kilos into pounds. So input 2.204 mathematically multiplied with kilograms gives you the pounds value. So then I print the pound value inside this using the same previous inner HTML style, and then it will be printed. So as you can see, I'll show you this site now. Yeah, so as you can see here, I'll type something. And we click on show result, which is the total number of the strings are 5. So it tells us that the total number of strings is 1, 2, 3, 4 are 5. And displaying the random images using JavaScript, when I click here on this button called submit query, which I have named it, I have this car for images inside this file. So when I click on clicking it, you can keep on getting a random number of images. So these images which are being printed over here, which are coming over here, are chosen on a random scale. So they are not defined by any entity. So these are coming random images, and here I can just use this scale to enter numbers and convert the values into kilograms or pounds. So yeah, just like that. And I also can type it manually like 100, then it will convert it for me, and when I hit on clear, it will clear it for me. So depending on that, this works. So now let's go to the other places, because there are other experiments, other subsections of the experiment. So yeah, let's see in this billing section. In this billing section I have created this page where I have to enter the billing, and then it goes to the specific products over here, like product 1, product 2, product 3, and we get the total. So we need to enter these arbitrary values. And the payment, I'll just enter it first. Expiration month of list, expiration year 2020, the CVO33, and I click on continue to check out, and it has this thing here which will be done. So let's see how it works. So here what is happening is, besides all this CSS, is that it's showing the shipping address and then in this input field. So in the script tag you can see it works here. So in this label it will show the billing address, the full name, all these attributes over here accordingly. So if you go here and see this grade, so what's happening here in this thing is it's going to calculate some grades, and depending on the input it is going to give the grade. So if the course is value is null and then the course.focus, so this is how you'll get the grade over here in this grading system. So inside this type of the function, and field cannot be empty, it will show as alert if you don't use it. So using our arbitrary if else statements we are getting these values, and again the final grade will be shown and it will be given specific. The grade is greater than 95, remarks is O. If grade is less than 90 to 95, grade is S. If it is 80 to 90, it's A. If it's 70 to 80, it's B. If it's 60 to 70, it's C. And if it's 50 to 60, it is P. And else the remark is failed. And depending on the student name, document.get student name dot value dot grade course dot value, so it will get the values from there. And then after that this thing will be printed. The final grade is the final grade dot the values over here, like the report title, student name, the course subject, final grade, and the remarks. So let's see how it works. It should work fine. Yeah, so student name. Yeah, so the grade, depending on that I posted it shows the values accordingly. Yeah, so let's see into this. Converter has been shown, yeah, so accordingly all this thing has been worked out.